Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news, all right, Browns fans. Let's dive deep into what's been happening lately and what it could mean for the team's future. We all know the Cleveland Browns have been navigating a pretty interesting season so far. There's a lot of talk about the quarterback position, especially with Shedeur Sanders, a young and talented signal caller making headlines. Now, he's not just any rookie trying to find his footing. Sanders has been making waves, especially with his social media messages and the way he's handling the pressure. Even though he's currently the backup to Dillon Gabriel, the buzz surrounding him continues to grow, and for good reason. Sanders has been demonstrating a maturity and resilience that many fans and analysts find promising. Recently, Sanders took to social media with an extended message that really caught the attention of the NFL community. It wasn't just a typical post. It was a reflection on faith, patience, and perseverance. Sanders emphasized that he isn't worried about the timing of his breakthrough, but rather he trusts in God's plan for his career and life. "The greatest lesson I've learned through it all," he said, "is not to worry but to lean on and trust God in every situation." This kind of mindset, especially from a young quarterback, shows a lot of maturity. He mentioned that even when he doesn't know what to do, he trusts that God will guide him. That kind of faith and patience is crucial, especially in a league where the spotlight can be intense and the path to starting can be filled with obstacles. Sanders went further, sharing that he lives stress-free because he understands that ultimately, God has the final say over his life. Now, that's a powerful message, and it's not just about spirituality, it's about mental strength. He comes from a family founded on morals and principles that have shaped who he is today. Sanders also pointed out that peace, purpose, and faith aren't things you can buy, they're things you build. It's a lesson that resonates with many Browns fans who have been following the team's ups and downs. Success, Sanders says, isn't just about the final score, but about who you become while waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity, which in his case is tied to God's timing. This perspective is especially relevant when considering the Browns' current quarterback situation. We all know that Dillon Gabriel has been leading the team, but his recent performances haven't exactly set the world on fire. Despite the team's 1-2 record in his starts, Gabriel has yet to fully cement himself as the long-term solution at quarterback. The Browns' offense has shown flashes of brilliance, but it's also struggled to sustain drives and generate consistent points. Against the Dolphins, for example, the Browns scored 31 points, a solid outing, but Gabriel only passed for 116 yards and failed to throw a touchdown. That's not exactly the kind of performance that inspires confidence, especially when fans are looking for someone who can elevate the offense in clutch moments. But here's where things get interesting. The buzz around Sanders is growing, and insiders believe he could soon be given his shot. You see, practice reps are becoming a hot topic. Sanders has been impressing in practice, showing flashes of the talent and football IQ that have many believing he might be Cleveland's future. Mary Kay Cabot, a trusted Browns insider from Cleveland, recently shared some insights that are worth paying attention to. She said that Sanders has been making tremendous progress in practice, looking really good, and that if you compare him to Dillon Gabriel in certain drills, like 7-on-7 red zone or pocket drills, Sanders often comes out on top. That's significant because it indicates he's developing quickly and could be ready to step in when the moment arrives. However, as Cabot pointed out, the Browns are still giving Gabriel a chance to prove himself. The team's coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, is taking a cautious approach. Stefanski explained that with a young quarterback, especially one like Gabriel who's still trying to establish himself, it's important to prioritize development and get him as many reps as possible. The goal isn't just to throw Sanders into the fire immediately, but to build him up gradually. That's a smart strategy, considering the importance of consistency and confidence at this position. Sanders himself has been very professional about the situation. He's expressed support for Gabriel, emphasizing that his focus is on supporting the team and preparing himself to be ready whenever his number is called. Ahead of the upcoming game against the Patriots, Sanders made it clear that he's just doing everything he can to support Gabriel and the team's efforts. "We're going to make sure Dylan is ready for the game," Sanders said. "So each and every day, even when Joe was the starter, I've been preparing the right way, knowing that at any moment I could be called upon. I'm confident in myself, and I believe when the coaches decide it's my turn, I'll be ready." That kind of maturity and patience is exactly what Browns fans want to see from their young quarterback. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. What does all this mean for the Browns' future? Well, there's a distinct feeling around Cleveland that Sanders will eventually get his shot. Gabriel has been okay, nothing more than that. His 1-2 record as a starter doesn't exactly scream franchise quarterback, and the offense as a whole has struggled to find its rhythm. The Browns, despite their talent, haven't been able to consistently generate points or spark the kind of explosive plays that could turn their fortunes around. This is where Sanders' potential comes into focus. His training camp performances and early practice reports suggest he's got the tools, arm talent, accuracy, mobility, and football intelligence that could make him a real difference maker. The Browns are currently sitting at a 2-4 record, and with upcoming games against teams like the Patriots, there's still an opportunity for this team to turn things around. But make no mistake, the clock is ticking for Gabriel. If he can't start showing signs of improvement, more touchdowns, fewer turnovers, better command of the offense, the coaching staff might have no choice but to give Sanders a serious look. And Browns fans are eager for that moment because they see in Sanders a young quarterback with a bright future. They see someone who, with the right development, could become the franchise quarterback Cleveland has been searching for since the days of Bernie Kosar, or even longer. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the context of the AFC North. The division is fiercely competitive, with teams like the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers all vying for playoff positioning. Every game and every decision at quarterback can tilt the balance of power. If Sanders gets his shot and shows he's ready, it could shift the entire division's dynamic. A young, talented quarterback stepping in and performing well could give Cleveland a fresh spark and a new edge, potentially setting the Browns up for a deep playoff run down the line. That's what every Browns fan dreams about. A team that's not just competitive but a serious contender, and the quarterback is at the heart of that. Looking back at the team's recent history, the Browns have always been a franchise full of potential, but often hampered by inconsistent quarterback play. From the days of Baker Mayfield to now, the team has been searching for stability at the most important position in football. A young guy like Sanders, with his faith, patience, and evident talent, could be the missing piece if given the right environment and support. And with the coaching staff taking a cautious but optimistic approach, it's clear they see the potential too. Kevin Stefanski and his staff are focused on long-term development, which is wise because rushing young quarterbacks too early can sometimes backfire. But the signs are promising. Sanders' progress in practice and his mental approach suggest he's on the right track. Fans should also keep an eye on how the team responds in the upcoming weeks. The Patriots game is a crucial one. If the Browns can secure a win and show some offensive spark, it could serve as a confidence booster for the entire team, and perhaps even accelerate the quarterback decision. But even if Gabriel struggles again, the buzz about Sanders will likely grow louder, and it's understandable. Cleveland has always been a city that loves a quarterback with potential, someone with the talent and mindset to lead them to glory. Sanders fits that mold, and the team and fans alike are eager to see when that moment will come. In essence, this situation embodies the patience and hope that Browns fans have always maintained. It's about trusting the process, believing in the young talent, and supporting the team through the ups and downs. Sanders' message about faith and perseverance echoes what many of us feel. Sometimes you just have to trust that everything will fall into place at the right time. And for Cleveland, that moment could be just around the corner, a new chapter in the franchise's storied history. The division might be shifting, and the Browns could be on the verge of something special, with a young quarterback ready to take the reins when the time is right. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Sanders will get his chance soon? Are you confident in Gabriel, or do you think it's only a matter of time before Sanders steps in and makes an impact? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. This team is on the cusp of something exciting, and we're all here to witness it together. Keep the passion alive and let's keep pushing forward. because the Browns' future is looking brighter than ever.